Hi. Usually when I start to do these videos, I get really excited when I press record, and this time I felt shy. That was an interesting experience. I went, "Oh." And maybe it pertains to what I was going to talk about. I had an experience recently um, with someone that this person, I would go to say something. This is about the open throat. I had a experience where I would start to say something to this friend of mine, and she would interrupt my sentence, finish my sentence, and then get mad at what she thought I was going to say. Ironically, the 3 times that I can remember this happening, she thought I was saying the opposite, like not even like a little off, but actually the opposite of what I was saying. And I've had trauma my whole life around feeling misunderstood and not heard, throat, and have seen that I can go pretty quickly into distraction. My view is personal, and one of the ways that the distraction is shows itself in the personal view, personal is a 6, is wanting someone to hear me. I want you to hear me. What I've been told is that what that feels like is I'm trying to take my power and make someone hear me, which I guess I am. Though my experience inside myself is I'm feeling weak and like I'm drowning because I'm not being able to communicate. And so I was pondering this, and what this person did was energetically just actually hurt me. And I was pondering this as this happened a few weeks ago, and I was walking through London yesterday and thinking, if someone wants that harshly for me to not speak, I need to shut the fuck up, right? That's why I was thinking about my open throat, which, I have often thought, with kind of laughing at myself, that throat amplification is the fun amplification. And my experience of having an open throat has often been that I just feel this pressure, literal pressure in my throat, because there's all this expression that I have that can't come out until it can, until I get with someone who has a defined throat, for example. And so I was walking through London, and I just allowed myself to feel the feelings of what it feels like physically, like in my throat, when that pressure builds up and it can't come out or it can come out. And also what it feels when I'm misunderstood. And it feels dangerous primarily because if I'm being misunderstood, then people can hurt me for something that's not even me. And I felt sad. I felt despondent. I felt devastated. And it was literal, like visceral feelings in my throat, as well as these emotions that maybe had been trapped in my throat. I am emotionally defined, but and it wasn't fun. And I just kept letting myself feel it. I just walked and felt the feeling of that. And I have often thought that the reason the open throat wants attention is that on some very, very basic level, because manifestation is the expression of being alive, and the open throat is not a manifester, it's the anti-manifest. No, it's not the anti-manifester. That's ridiculous. But we don't have this manifesting ability built in, that wanting attention is to validate that I exist. That's my experience. And so I was just walking around and feeling that. And after a while, I felt a little relief, though I can still feel there's still a lot more there. And I was pondering the situation of, the next time I'm around a defined throat person and I want to start talking, I'm one of those people that will just interrupt people, and it's not cool. It's not classy. And I posed the question to myself, what is it that I can be if I'm not amplifying? And the word I heard surprised me. It was dignity. It wasn't be dignity, be dignified, but the word I heard was dignity. And I started thinking about that. And there's something called essential dignity. It's an astrological term, and it has to do with the planet being placed in a position where it's weak or strong. It's actually goes along with, I can't think of them, the arrow going up and the arrow going down when we have a gate. I can't even think of those words right now. They'll probably come. And I thought about all the centers, that if I can see myself and step back from rushing into transference and distraction, then I can maintain my dignity, my essential dignity, the dignity of the open throat or the open ego or the open spleen, the open head ajna, which are mine. And I looked at all the different centers and what that can look like, if we all can maintain the dignity of our openness rather than just rushing into to amplification. And then I thought about, well, what is the dignity of the defined center, the defined channel, for example? And I thought the dignity there is to be aware of how I influence my surroundings. I've gotten some feedback recently on how intense it is to be around a 59-6. And, my experience in my life has been three main things. One, that people just love it until they don't, and then they want to kill me to get away. Wish they would just use their words. Or two, they're just amplifying and projecting. I'm also a fifth line body. And so the dignity of me holding the 59-6 is going to be awareness that people are being impacted by it, are being affected by it, and to take myself away so that they don't have to push me away or get mean to me or hurt me in order to get that 59-6 to stop penetrating their aura. So this is my little ponderings for today. And I'm curious, can you see how exaltation or detriment and dignity is the other one, and fall? I think those are the 4 words. It's all about what planet is in what sign, basically, because some of them are dignified there and some of them have a harder time, for example. So do you want to look at your openness and see how you can maintain the dignity rather than rushing to amplification? And would you like to look at your definition and see how you can be responsible for what you bring to other people? This is me being Tiara. Tiara TV. Do you want to put a thumbs up and subscribe? It's the first time I've said that. People say that all the time on YouTube, so I guess there's a reason to say that, so I'm saying it. I like it when people do that. It makes me feel good, so if for no other reason.